schools, communities, and country moving forward. From our educators and staff to families and students, each person plays a vital role in shaping the future. Let's carry that spirit of collaboration and commitment into tonight's meeting as we continue to work together to create a thriving and inspiring learning environment for all. And by way of a quote, and as it relates, in my opinion, to Labor Day, no work is insignificant. All labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence. Martin Luther King, Jr. All right, Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, sir. I'd like to call up Reagan Taylor, student at South Elementary School, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance at this time. Reagan, if you'd come up to the front of the stage.
It's a long way.
I'll start with you. Ready? Do you want to come to the side so you can see her? Okay, ready when you are.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You did a great job.
And at this time, I will entertain an approval of the agenda by way of motion.
I move we accept the agenda as proposed.
Second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the amendments as approve the agenda as indicated. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Entertainment of a motion to approve the minutes of the August 12th, 2025 meeting.
I move we approve the minutes as they stand.
I have a motion for approval. Do I have a second? I have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Next scheduled board meeting, we're just starting this one, but just for information. Next scheduled board meeting will actually be a work session on September 30th, 2025 at East Mooresville Intermediate School, followed by our regular school board meeting October 7th at the Mooresville Town Hall, which is where we're customarily having our meetings now. Student of the Month, Dr. Gardner.
Good evening. Tonight we have the honor of recognizing our Student of the Month and Pledge Leader tonight, Reagan Taylor, student at South Elementary School. Reagan was selected by Miss Vero, teacher at South Elementary School. And before I share a little bit about Reagan, we're going to ask her to come back up on the stage at this time. Let's give her a round of applause. So here's what her teacher shared. I chose Reagan as Student of the Month because she shows kindness to everyone that she meets. She treats classmates with respect, always offers to help, and always makes others feel welcome. She follows the rules every day and works hard to do her very best in everything that she does. We are so proud of her positive attitude and the South Star example that she sets for others. Please join me in congratulating our Student of the Month, Reagan Taylor.
You right here. You can stand right here beside me. The Mooresville Graded School District Board of Education recognizes Reagan Taylor as Student of the Month for leading the Pledge of Allegiance Board of Education meeting September 2nd, 2025. Thank you. Here you go.
Reagan, wait. We gotta get a picture first, and then we'll let you go. All right, you ready? Oh, all right, one more. I promise this will be the last time. All right, you ready? Congratulations. All right, next is our Artist of the Month. Tonight we have the honor of recognizing Daniel Olickson, student at South Elementary School, as our Artist of the Month. Daniel was nominated by Ms. Sherrill and Ms. Stowers, teachers at South Elementary. And before I share a little bit about Daniel and his artwork, we're going to ask him to come to the stage at this time. Let's give him a round of applause. Our Artist of the Month is being recognized for his outstanding creativity and imagination. Daniel has a special talent for looking at two-dimensional images and transforming them into impressive three-dimensional Lego creations. His ability to think outside the box and bring big ideas to life in new and exciting ways make his artwork truly stand out. We are so proud to celebrate his artistic skills and innovative spirit. Please join me in congratulating Daniel as our September Artist of the Month.
Congratulations, Daniel. The Mooresville Graded School District Board of Education recognizes you, Daniel Olickson, as the Artist of the Month, Board of Education meeting, September 2nd, 2025. I see you got some Legos over here, so that used to be one of the things that I like to do as a kid, so great job. Keep doing what you're doing, okay? There you go. Got two of them.
All right, you want to take a picture with us?
I know.
Can you show the board members your artwork on your list? Just
Very nice. I like it. All the colors. Very.
All right, let's give Daniel another big round of applause. All right, next up we have our ABCD Award. Each month we have the honor of recognizing a district employee who goes above and beyond demonstrating one of the core values of our district. This month we recognize Ms. Wendy Turbyfield, Financial Data Manager at South Elementary School. Ms. Turbyfield was nominated by Ms. Dorch, Principal of South Elementary, and before I share a little bit about why she was nominated, we'll ask her to come up front at this time. Let's give her a round of applause. We're proud to recognize Wendy Turbyfield, our outstanding financial manager, for her unwavering commitment and exceptional service to our school. Her dependability ensures that no detail is ever overlooked, and her meticulous attention to every financial and personnel matter keeps our school running smoothly day in and day out. Balancing budgets, managing resources, and overseeing staff needs with accuracy and care, she makes it possible for teachers to teach and students to learn without disruption. Beyond her professional expertise, Ms. Turbyfield has a genuine heart for the staff and students of our school. working tirelessly to ensure that all their needs are met. Her dedication, compassion, and ability to keep all the moving parts in sync truly go above and beyond the call of duty, and we are so grateful for the positive impact she has on our entire school community. Please join me in congratulating Wendy Turbyfield as our September ABCD Award winner.
First one of the year. The Mooresville Graded School District recognizes Wendy Turbyfield for going above and beyond the call of duty, September 2025. Thank you for all you do.
Let's give her another round of applause. All right, next up is our Spotlight on People, and I'd like to call up Miss Elizabeth Fitzpatrick, who is the 2025 Commander Naval Air Force Private Pilot Scholarship recipient. Let's give her a round of applause. Elizabeth was one of only 10 NJROTC students nationwide selected for the 2025 Commander Naval Air Force Private Pilot Scholarship. The CNAF Flight Academy is a challenging but rewarding 8-week experience designed to help JROTC cadets earn their private pilot's license. Hosted at Elizabeth City State University, this was the 5th year of the program. Elizabeth's group included 10 cadets selected through the NJROTC, as well as 12 cadets from a similar Air Force program. The scholarship, which was valued at $26,000, covered the entire cost of the training. By the end of the summer, Elizabeth had logged 65 hours in the air, including 7.5 hours flying solo, earning her private pilot's license. This program was about more than just flying, though. She made lasting friendships with her instructors and fellow cadets, and enjoyed sharing the journey with people who have the same passion for aviation. Please join me in congratulating Elizabeth Fitzpatrick as our Spotlight on People recipient.
Congratulations. The Mooresville Graded School District Board of Education recognizes you, Elizabeth Fitzpatrick, NJROTC Pilot Scholarship recipient, Board of Education meeting, September 2nd, 2025. Job well done. Thank you.
All right, next up on the agenda, we have our school highlights from South Elementary. So at this time, I'm going to ask the board members if you can come down front, and we'll get set up for our school highlight.
Well, good evening, Chairman Whitfield, members of the board, Dr. Gardner. We are very glad to be here tonight sharing one of the great things that we're going to be doing at South this year. And today we want to talk to you about our professional development pathways. And we decided that we wanted to look at the strategy of empowering educators through differentiated professional development that respects their experience, interests, and growth areas, which will ultimately lead to a positive impact on student achievement. And several reasons that we wanted to do this was to foster that culture of continuous improvement, to make sure teachers had a choice and a voice and guided by their own personal reflection on what they wanted to learn about, to build staff confidence with leading professional learning for others, to capitalize on the expertise in our building, and then also to provide instructional assistance with expanded opportunities for professional learning. So the PD pathways will also be for our instructional classified staff as well as our certified staff. So back in the end of the year for 24-25, we actually did a survey with our staff, and based on those results, teachers chose these 5 different areas as topics they were really interested in learning more about. So using artificial intelligence, iReady reports and teacher toolbox, our high-impact teaching strategies, behavior and classroom management, and autism and exceptional children. And so we felt like these choices honored the diversity within our school, also teacher interest, the instructional priorities we have, and then also individual goals that our teachers had written for themselves or wanted to look at pursuing this coming year. And so there you can see the results. So what we will be doing is we have a structure that we're setting up, and actually tomorrow will be our first day that we'll be doing this. This is just an example so you can kind of get the idea. This is not an actual pathway because ours is going to be starting tomorrow. So what we're doing is the instructional staff, they select their pathway, which they've already done that. And then the PD sessions will last 25 to 30 minutes during our monthly staff meetings. They meet initially, and they're going to be looking at the specific content that they want to look at in their own pathway. So you can see, like, this was an example we created for using artificial intelligence. This could possibly be the different topics they wanted to pursue. And then we have the dates. Now, one of the things that I think is really unique about how we're doing the pathways this year is that our teachers from our teams who are on that pathway will actually be both leading and learning at the same time. So they will be responsible for one of the sessions within that pathway, which makes them a great student and a great learner. And I feel like this is really going to encourage that personal responsibility for within their own professional learning. Also, it builds leadership capacity and builds on the collective capacity in our school. So each pathway will have a designated coach or an expert to assist with that. And then teams are going to share out a synopsis of their sessions in our staff newsletter. So you can kind of see like what their agenda will kind of look like. It's just who's attended the session, session notes, and any kind of action items that they want to move forward from this. And then we'll share that out in our weekly Starlight to staff after we've completed it.
So this approach to professional development should have a high impact on both teaching and learning at South Elementary. Number one, it encourages enhanced practice. It's ongoing, relevant professional development, which leads to improved instructional strategies and student outcomes. It's current, it's what our educators need, and it's up to date. It's not waiting on a textbook to be published. It's what they need now and what they're looking for based on their needs. Second, it creates a collaborative culture in our school with differentiated pathways to build supportive professional community that values growth and innovation. So both teachers and learners in all of us at South Elementary. Next, it also creates a collective capacity. Teaching and learning is enhanced by uniting educators' shared skills, knowledge, and expertise to improve instruction and ensure success for all students. And something we've talked about is that gap between we have incredible leadership within the school, but taking that jump to, say, a district PD or beyond that, that's a big jump for some of our teachers. So starting at this level and starting within their collaborative groups with their colleagues is a great way to start that. So we're really excited about that because we know they don't always see the strengths that they have. And then finally, sustainability. Continuous personalized development strengthens retention and professional efficacy. Educators are taking an active role in shaping their own development. And also, we expect our students to be learners every day. So going through this process of being a teacher and a learner, they're reflecting on what that is like. and kind of having that metacognitive understanding that there are challenges and there are roadblocks, and how do we overcome those. So we're really excited about this. Next, I'd like to introduce to you Ms. Perez. She was a former South Teacher of the Year, District Teacher of the Year, and she is really excited about this upcoming professional development, so she wants to take a few moments to speak on what this means to her.
I am looking forward to PT Pathways because I think it empowers staff in meaningful ways. Whether you're a specialist, a beginning teacher, a seasoned educator, or somewhere in between, there's always something to learn and something that you can teach others. So I think that learning from colleagues in our building makes it extra powerful, and it helps continuing building those authentic relationships while we continue sharing and reflecting in a space that feels safe and supportive.
Are there any questions that anyone has? So they're actually creating the session. So they have the topic, and then we're going to gather tomorrow, and they're going to brainstorm within that overarching topic, what do they want to learn more about? And so they're differentiating based on their own interest, and then they're going to dig into that and then present that piece to the group that they've decided to focus on.
And then will they have the chance to do all 5 throughout the year?
This year, they're only going to focus on one, but we have thought about, if this is really successful, continuing this so they can shift to another PD pathway, or even we could expand it later on if they're really excited about it. So.
I also see the potential of district-wide, if they've kind of honed those skills within a group, it's proven powerful and effective, and there's interest, then maybe, September 22nd is coming up. Clearly not for this year, but that could be an opportunity, those sort of district, to kind of spread leadership out. Thank you.
Thank you.
It looks like we're at staff reports.
Yes, sir. We will start with Dr. Royal with maximizing opportunity and achievement.
Good evening, Mr. Whitfield, Dr. Gardner, members of the board. Tonight, we bring some updates from our MOA committee as well as our strategic plan. First, some athletic updates. Our athletic seasons are in full swing for all of our teams at Selma Burke, Mooresville Middle School, and Mooresville High School. By our next board meeting in October, we will be wrapping up our middle school sports seasons for the fall with our postseason playoffs and tournaments. I do want to mention a couple undefeated teams to celebrate so far. I do know that a couple of these, because they had some contests this evening, are no longer undefeated, but I will mention them as I came up with this board report earlier today. So Selma Burke and Mooresville Middle School football teams going into today were both 2-0. Mooresville Middle School is now 3-0, and Selma Burke unfortunately lost this evening, so they're 2-1. Our Selma Burke girls tennis team was 3-0 going into today. They just lost a tough match to undefeated Irwin, so they're now 3-1. And then I'll mention that Mooresville Middle School, both the boys and girls cross-country teams, have finished in first place in both their meets this season so far. Some updates from curriculum and instruction. Our in-school clubs are underway at our K-8 schools, and Mooresville High School hosted their annual Club Rush event last month for students and built a lot of excitement around their clubs for students this year. Our Credit by Demonstrated Mastery, or CDM, window closes September 19th. If any secondary student or family has any questions about the CDM process, please check the district website and/or call our middle schools or high school to speak with their school counselor. Secondary students received their progress reports last Friday, and our elementary progress reports will be sent out next Tuesday. Dr. Wade and Ms. Conley are leading our first of 4 Assistant Principal Leadership Academy sessions this Monday, September 8th. A major focus this year for our principals and assistant principals is around Marzano's high reliability schools, which aligns with our district's strategic plan. On Monday, September 22nd, that is a required workday for our teachers and staff. Our directors have planned professional development learning opportunities for our certified and classified staff members. We are very appreciative to the calendar committee for building in these professional development days into our calendar for us to utilize in order to help grow our staff. Dr. Wade and Ms. Conley and Mr. Orrell and we have all met with each school principal and members of their administrative team and/or school improvement team members to help offer feedback for the 2025-2026 school improvement plans. Each of our school's teams have collaborated since the end of last school year to draft their school improvement plans for the upcoming school year. We look forward to sharing this work with the board at the end of the month. And lastly, our first Maximizing Opportunity and Achievement subcommittee meeting is scheduled to take place September 30th so that we can continue our work from the previous years. Before I transition over to Dr. Elbert for Safe, Happy, and Healthy, I do have one update from Mr. Farmer since I'm shifting over to operations. This is a plea to the public, everyone out there. We, since the first day of school, have had 72 stop arm violations with our school buses. 72. That is almost 4 per day. When you see the lights come on, please stop. So again, we encourage all of the citizens in Mooresville and surrounding area, please be cautious around our buses. That is something, obviously, school safety, student safety is of the utmost importance for us. So again, we want to reiterate, when you see the lights come on the bus, please stop. Dr. Gardner, that concludes my report for MOA. Are there any questions?
Particular areas where we're seeing more of these violations than others?
I'll be honest, Dr. Marsh, I haven't dug down into the data yet to see if there's any specifics. I know Mr. Farmer is doing that, and so we'll definitely, if there are certain areas, we have a good partnership and relationship with Mooresville Police Department, and so they are on board with us as well. They're looking out for us, so we'll share that information so that we can keep those on our radar.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up with Safe, Happy, and Healthy is Dr. Albert.
Good evening, Dr. Gardner, Mr. Whitfield, members of the board. I'm here to present some information from Safe, Happy, and Healthy, our priority area. On August 14th, our first comprehensive mental health team meeting was held. The meeting provided an opportunity for our counselors, psychologists, nurses, social workers, and other staff to learn about available resources in our community. We were joined by guest speakers Karen Swan from Food for Days and Brett Eckerman from Be Well Iredell. Additionally, Children's Hope Alliance reviewed the procedures for school-based mental health services with our team. The meeting also included a review of our mental health crisis response plans and the DPI reporting requirements. September is National Suicide Prevention Month, and World Suicide Prevention Day is September 10th. Staff are encouraged to wear teal or purple on this day to show support. Per House Bill 605, our district established and implemented threat assessment teams at every school last year. The district's threat assessment team is tasked with providing ongoing training and guidance to these school teams regarding the behavioral threat assessment process. Additionally, the district team reviews data from the threat assessments and from Educator's Handbook to maintain consistency. Mr. Babbitt and Sergeant Wather are conducting school visits with Bella to foster positive relationships and maintain visible security presence. These visits are aimed to build rapport with students and staff while also ensuring our school resource officers are actively engaged at their assigned schools. A new safety walkthrough tool has been developed by Mr. Babbitt with assistance from school administrators and Mr. Neal. This tool will be used to conduct comprehensive safety assessments at each school. And finally, the new walkie-talkies have been successfully distributed to all schools, and we've received some positive feedback from staff. And at this time, that concludes my report. Sorry.
Thank you, Dr.
Any questions?
Thank you. Next up, we have Recruit, Grow, Retain with Ms. Kuhn.
Good evening, Chairman Whitfield, Dr. Gardner, members of our board and the community. This evening, I was going to share some information about Recruit, Grow, Retain, but also just in general, some upcoming events that Human Resources is supporting and leading. So we are continuing to recruit and hire for positions. Hiring season, the large part of hiring season is over, but we still have some open positions, support positions, and so we're moving forward with those. We also, as we kind of close out our hiring season, we're also transitioning into recruiting season. And we will begin college recruitment activities this month at UNC Charlotte. We have 2 events, and then at Winston-Salem State in September. We also have a long-term recruiting effort in that we are supporting the second annual Aspiring Educators Summit that will be on September 16th at UNC Charlotte. Approximately 20 students from Mooresville High School who are engaged in the Teaching as a Profession course are going to be traveling to learn from district leaders across the Southwest, from Charlotte Mac, from Kannapolis, several school districts, and about 12 school districts will be there. And so the students will have the opportunity to learn from other students. They will also learn from some of the professors at UNC Charlotte of some of the offerings. And so we hope that this expo continues to foster interest in and spark continued interest in the teaching profession. And that, of course, since we are supporting them, that they graduate and come back to Mooresville in 6 to 7 years. So we're excited about that and thankful to Mrs. Clark and Ms. Bustle and our CTE leadership for helping organize and support the event. We are continuing to offer substitute training sessions this month, and we will continue to do so as we receive applications, do a training session for new substitutes each month. And then I want to note that we are also to engage employees, encouraging employees to attend one of our engagement efforts. This Friday, we'll have employee recognition night at our Mooresville High School football game, and we have a partner who is going to supply a small token of appreciation to our employees for attending. So we were excited about that. More to come on Friday night, but our employees are all welcome. And then we also are looking forward to celebrating and honoring our Teachers of the Year and our beginning Teachers of the Year this month at our annual luncheon on September 25th. And that concludes my report. Any questions?
I don't have a question, I just have a comment. I've talked to a couple of students in the interested educators classes, and they are loving it. So I think it's fantastic, and good job.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kuhn.
And next up, we have Ms. McLean with Culture of Relationships.
Good evening, Dr. Gardner, Mr. Whitfield, and members of the board. We held our first community event, and it was a huge success. In fact, it was so huge, we ran out of food. Our Welcome Back picnic in the park last Thursday was our largest community event to date, with over 600 people taking part. And I do want to apologize for running out of hot dogs. We always buy extra. However, the beautiful weather brought people out in droves for a wonderful evening. I want to thank our STEAM team and the department leads who helped make this event complete. We will be holding another community event from 5 to 7 p.m. on October 9th, 2025 for Hispanic Heritage Month. This celebration will be taking the place of the concert that our DI students as well as our high school students previously held in the PAC. And we will be doing this at Mooresville Intermediate School outside on the grounds of Mooresville Intermediate School. And there will be dancing, educational games, tables representing the different countries, food trucks, and all the fun imaginable. So I know that more information will be coming out in the next couple weeks, but we wanted you to go ahead and get those calendars marked now. MGSD will be holding a flu vaccination clinic for staff and staff family for members over 3 years old on September 25th, 2025 from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. This year's vaccinations will be provided by Harris Teeter Pharmacy, and they will hold the clinic in the parking lot in front of Magnolia. Should the weather not cooperate, they'll put it in that front vestibule of Magnolia. Our Mooresville Foundation for Excellence in Education 16th Annual Golf Tournament will take place on Friday, October 3rd, 2025, with a tee-off time of 8:30 a.m. We are excited to report we have already had 3 large donors prior to officially opening registration. If there are any companies or businesses that would like to be part of this amazing event, they can reach out to me or our Education Foundation. Funds raised go directly to supporting our staff and students. One of the many reports that we have to submit to NCDPI annually is our HAC, Healthy Active Children Report. And this had to be submitted by, or has to be submitted by September 15th. And it details what our SHAC has been doing, our mental health plan that is mandated by the state, and if we are meeting certain requirements under our policy 6140 student wellness. I'm pleased to say that report has been submitted to NCDPI ahead of time, and we feel like we will once again meet all the requirements. Are there any questions?
What were the times for the Hispanic Heritage event?
5 to 7. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. McLean.
All right, next for Superintendent Report. Good evening, board members. The State Board of Education will officially release accountability results from the 2024-2025 assessments tomorrow morning. While we can't share details until the official release occurs, we are very pleased with the progress that Mooresville Graded has continued to make. This is in large part to our staff members' commitment to excellence, as well as the continued support and partnership of our families and community. We will celebrate some successes tomorrow, but rest assured our leaders are already eyeing their next goal as we strive for continuous improvement. I also want to report to the board that 2 weeks ago, we received a check in the amount of $10,305.29 from the Jenna and Bob Gallagher Foundation. This will be in support of purchasing new risers at South Elementary School. So I want to take this opportunity to thank the foundation for their generous donation and support of South Elementary as well as Mooresville Graded Schools. Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Upcoming events, we've mentioned some of them. We have one coming up on Thursday morning, South Elementary Board of Education visit. Please make sure that those that can attend, please do. It's always an enlightening time and an inspiring time. It always lifts my morning and day to see these young folks excelling and these teachers doing what they do best. September 30th, as we mentioned earlier, there's a Board of Education work session. That's at 9 o'clock at Mooresville Intermediate School. October 4th, what's that? East Mooresville. I'm looking right at it. East Mooresville Intermediate School. On October 4th, there's as Ms. McLean just indicated, there's the Mooresville Foundation for Excellence in Education 16th Annual Golf Tournament at the Mooresville Golf Course.
It's on the 3rd.
What?
It's on the 3rd.
What's this, 4th?
It's the 3rd, right?
4th or 3rd?
3. It's the 3rd. 3. Yeah, it's the 3rd.
I can read now. October 7th, of course, we have our next Board of Education meeting, and that will be again at Town Hall this time at 6 a.m. We also have a plethora, 6 p.m. We also have a plethora of events scheduled for the next week and a half, and please make sure that you try to attend those. Know that the staff, students, and all those involved really certainly appreciate us being at those events, and at some point in time I'll get better glasses and be able to read a little better. And that concludes the board events. There is, around the same time, that 7th is when we will be going on the education law seminar in Asheville. So be prepared for that as well. Look forward to it. All righty. We are now at public comments. Kevin?
No public comment, but you can call me doctor anytime.
Well, aren't we though?
We are, that's
Okay,
fair.
all right.
Fair enough.
All right. Items for information, Dr. Gardner.
Thank you, sir. I will ask Ms. Conley to come up, and she's going to present on our dual language immersion program.
Good evening, Chairman Whitfield, board members, Dr. Gardner. I'm first going to get myself acclimated with this computer because I have seen that there's some problems, so let me make sure. Perfect. All right. So I am so excited to be here with you today to share a little bit about our dual immersion program. As you guys are well aware, we have had the program for over 6 years now, and our first cohort is in our last year of elementary. So we thought this would be a great time to kind of give an overview and an update of our dual immersion program. So this, again, will be some overview of some information we've already shared, but I do want to start off with just kind of explaining our why in terms of one of the reasons we were bringing our dual immersion program to Mooresville is there was a plethora of research that just really stated about how, with dual immersion, we could really look at its improved academic outcomes, improved mental health, and just that global readiness. And so there was just a ton of research to really encourage us to bring this program to Mooresville. So a little about our program overview. We followed the 50-50. So with our dual immersion model, we have 50% of the day is in the targeted language of Spanish, and 50% of the school day is in English. And we either follow a split day or an A-day, B-day schedule, meaning that for some of our classes in our upper intermediate, they spend half the day in an English classroom and then half the day in the Spanish. But in our K2 classrooms, they do every other day, so an A-day, B-day model. Currently, we have about 620 K-5 dual immersion students in Mooresville, so that is just impressive. I'm just so proud at seeing that program grow over these years. We do, as a reminder, conduct a lottery in kindergarten each year, and I just think it speaks testament to how great our program is that every year we have a wait list for our program. We have currently, right now, we have around 25 kindergarten students on our wait list. We do monitor that wait list throughout the year, and as space opens up, we move students off that wait list up until halfway through first grade year. And so we're continuing looking at that. So a little bit about our team. So right now we have 32 dual immersion teachers. 16 of those are our English teachers, and then 16 are our Spanish teachers. I think it's really amazing too because we have 9 different countries represented, and so that has been such a neat process as well as getting to have our teachers from other countries bring their culture to Mooresville. And so I think it's so cool that we now have 9 teachers, or 9 different countries. So we have Honduras, we have Belize, we have Chile, we have Colombia, and so many more. We do partner with Participate. I'll talk to you in just a moment on our next slide about what that partnership looks like, but they are a wonderful partner that really support the dual immersion program in Mooresville, and we have been a partner with them since we started the program. They also help do our recruitment for our Spanish teachers as well, because they are recipients of the J1 exchange visa, which means that they can be with us for 3 years, and then after that 3 years, they are able to apply for a 2-year extension so they can be in Mooresville with us for 5 years. So they help us with that process as well. So a little bit more about what that Participate partnership looks like. So I did talk about the recruitment, but they also help with our district and school strategic planning. They help look at and analyze our data trends. They do a ton of professional development for our administrators, for our staff, for our parents as well. They help with our curriculum mapping as well. Anytime that we need some additional curriculum resources or guidance, they are definitely who we turn to, because I am not an expert in Spanish curriculum, so definitely need to rely on them. And then also, it's really they provide summer language support. So all of our students in dual immersion, they have, I believe it's 3, I'd have to double check, but summer sessions where they can go online and receive Spanish instruction from tutors online. So that's a great partnership as well. So I did want to speak a little bit about our native speakers with our multilingual learners in dual immersion. one of the things is that when we started this program, we knew that there was a goal to have 50% of our students in a dual immersion program that are native speakers. And so that is a challenge because if you know our Mooresville demographics, we are not as high with our native Spanish speakers. So that is one thing that we have been really targeting. We've really partnered with Shirley, our district translator, as well, to make sure that our Spanish-speaking families are aware of the benefits that dual immersion provides to all students, but also specifically to our Spanish-speaking families. I think this graph, it's kind of hard to read, but one of the graphs I think is so interesting is that you can see over 40 years of research, it shows that our ML students, our Spanish-speaking students, surpass their peers when in the dual immersion program. And that trend line goes above looking at ML services, from looking at a full immersion, and so it really just, I think, speaks volumes to, again, how beneficial the program is for all of our students. One of the things is that it's definitely, they are an asset to our program. Like I said, our goal is 50% of Spanish speakers in the program. You can see on that chart, we are not there yet, but that is definitely something that we are always looking at increasing. And I am proud, though, of the percentage that we are maintaining currently. To share a little bit of data, so what you're looking at now is our K2 DIBELS data. So this is English data. So in the first column, you're looking at our DI cohort. In the middle column, looking at our non-DI cohort. And then in the third column, looking at all students, so both DI and non-DI. So you can see the big blue numbers are our current, and then the one with the star underneath are last year. And so that first slide we shared is that research supports and states that all students in dual immersion typically outperform their non-DI peers. And so you can see that has held true for Mooresville so far with this particular cohort. Moving on, I wanted to show another piece of data. So the two pieces of data here that you're looking at, the one with the Lectura data, that is the Spanish version of DIBELS. So it is the foundational reading skills, but it is in Spanish. So this particular assessment, you're not going to see a comparison because this is only given to our students in the dual immersion program. So you can see that piece of data, and then the Apple assessment, which that particular assessment is only given in 2nd and 5th grade. So our 5th grade students this year, this will be their first year of taking this particular assessment. But this is more than just reading. This is also speaking, listening, writing. So that is currently what we are looking at with 2nd grade. I do want to say that sometimes 67% can seem a little bit lower, but I am very, very proud of that number. At the state level, with other districts participating, that partner with Participate, they're looking at about 64% is what it is across the state, and that includes programs that have a 90-10, which remember I mentioned we're a 50-50. So if you consider that some of the students are receiving almost 100% of their language in Spanish, and we are higher than that, I think that's I'm very proud of that number. Lastly, we'll look at our 3-5 data. You'll notice we only have 3-4 because, like I mentioned, our first cohort is in 5th grade this year, and so we also don't have our 4th grade data comparison for 23-24 because they were not in 4th grade yet. But again, with looking at our other DIBELS, you can see the comparison of DI, non-DI, and all, and again, our DI cohort outperforms our non-DI cohort. Lastly, I want to talk about just kind of our next steps. Even though we're in year 6, we still have work to do with our dual immersion program, as always reflecting on how we can improve. Some of the things that we are looking at is obviously to continue to recruit and hire high quality teachers. As I mentioned with that J1 visa, unfortunately, we'll have 4 teachers next year that will have to return to their home country, so we will be looking to hire new K1 teachers next year. Additionally, providing professional development for language acquisition and SIOP strategies for our English-speaking teachers as well. We've done a lot of professional development, and Participate does a lot of professional development for our Spanish teachers, but we have not in the past done as much as we probably should have, and so that is definitely an area that we are focusing on. Started last year and continuing this year to make sure that we are providing those strategies to our English partner teachers. Also, we are looking at refining our newcomer transition plan. So our newcomers are our Spanish-speaking students that are entering, that are newly entering the U.S. and entering our Mooresville schools, and so how to best support them in our dual immersion program. Also, continuing to provide information for our families, letting them know that long-term commitment, that we want them in there for the long haul. Research says it takes 4 to 7 years for that language acquisition to happen, and so we anticipate, and we do share with families that sometimes it can take a little bit to learn that Spanish language, but to stick with us and stick with us through the program to see the benefits. And then finally, providing additional collaboration opportunities for our K-5 team throughout the year. We already have built-in days at the beginning of the year and our professional development days, but we're currently looking at how to make sure that we have those district time for collaboration at least once a quarter. Finally, looking at our next steps for 6th grade. So obviously, like I said, our 5th grade cohort will be moving to secondary next year. And so already Dr. Wade has been working with our secondary principals, letting them know some of the different paths that we have with dual immersion and options that we have with partnering through Participate. But they will be visiting some other middle schools this fall to look at their programs, specifically in Union County is one of the places that they'll be visiting. And then the path that they are looking at right now is that they will be doing a elective classroom. So we will be talking with our parents about recommitting to the dual immersion program because they will have that opportunity to recommit in secondary to follow with the Conexiones. And I apologize for my pronunciation on that. But Conexiones will, which is basically an elective course for native Spanish speakers. So think of it as like an advanced Spanish course, and that will be offered during the elective time. So at this time, I will take any questions from the board.
Okay. You said that we have a Spanish version of Dibbles that we give to the native speakers in the DI program.
Yes, ma'am.
How many native speakers are not in the DI program?
I'd have to get you that exact number. I don't have it off the top of my head, but we do have some for sure, and I will say that is one of the things that we've been partnering with our ML team and as well as Dr. Wade is we have access to the Lectura assessment for any student, and so that is one of the things that we have been talking about is for using the Lectura assessment for our newcomers that are not in the DI program, just to be able to target those foundational skills. One of the things we started last year is we purchased a lot of interventions for Spanish or in Spanish, and so using those interventions for our newcomers that are not in the dual immersion program as well.
Yeah, I think it would give us some better data. It would also be a good comparison.
But I can get you that number. I know Dr. Wade has that number as she's looking at our ML students, so we can get you that number of how many.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
All right, next up, we have our annual audit report, and Ms. Tyler will be kicking us off.
Good evening, Chairman Whitfield, Dr. Gardner, members of the board. I would like to introduce to you Shannon Dennison. She is the lead auditor with Anderson, Smith & White. Ms. Dennison and her staff were on site in March of this year, working on a pre-audit compliance, and then returned in July of this year to wrap up our end-of-the-year audit and prepare our financials. Ms. Dennison has prepared a short slideshow that outlines our audit results and financial position for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. After the presentation, she'll be happy to answer any questions you may have, and I'll be happy to turn it over to Ms. Dennison now. Thank you.
Chairman Whitfield, board members, Dr. Gardner, I appreciate the opportunity to work with you all on the annual audit as well as be here this evening to present our results. I'm pleased to announce that you have an unmodified opinion on your audit. That's a clean opinion, the best opinion you can have, so longstanding clean opinion for the district. So congratulations to all the hard work that finance as well as various other departments across the district have put in. The audit looks not only, while it focuses on finance, it looks at various other areas and departments as well. So communications with the board, significant accounting estimates, those are going to be comparable to what they've been in the past as well as every other district across the state. The addition we have to it this year is there's a new standard that requires recording of sick leave liabilities. So we have included that. The portion of sick leave that is included in the liability is only the portion that is expected to be used. So there's a bit of an estimate and calculation since we don't know exactly how much employees will take off versus potentially convert into retirement years. We did not identify any misstatements and had no disagreements or difficulties with management. In fact, in all of the transition, staff did an amazing job at getting things together for us, to us ahead of time, answering our questions and really being collaborative. And I know it was really a team effort, especially this year, in being able to get that accomplished. So appreciate all of finance staff, as well as, again, other departments that were able to chip in and assist. Looking at fund balance, that's going to be comparable to the savings account for the district. The general fund is the one that we really focus on because that is the one that's going to have flexibility and related most to instructional time. And pleased to announce that the fund balance increased about $1.1 million in the general fund. So the ending fund balance is $7,770,262. From a capital outlay fund standpoint, fund balance increased about $206,000 to end the year with about almost $5.6 million. That's excellent. Across the state, we're seeing a lot of dips in fund balance coming out of ESSER, and so you can tell there was a lot of work done in order to make sure that the district was on track coming out of ESSER and all of the influx of money that did come to the district. So that is to be commended that the district was properly able to budget. The majority of the general fund balance is going to be unassigned and capital outlay as well. There are several restrictions within some of the other funds. However, the majority of the general funds are going to be unrestricted. Pleased to report that the budget that you all pass and the amendments that are passed throughout the year, the district did come within budget in all areas. So again, excellent job and controls around ensuring that the budget was properly adhered to. Within the Child Nutrition and Child Care Fund, there was a decrease in cash in the Child Nutrition Fund. We look at cash balances from these two rather than fund balance because of the accounting standards of how these two funds have to operate. So there's about $3.4 million remaining in the Child Nutrition School Food Service Fund. That is something that the trend of declining cash balances is something that we are seeing in common across the state, that it is challenging coming off, in the years of COVID, the reimbursement rates were higher. Those have fully come back down now, and now it's competing with higher costs of food, higher costs of labor, and been a little bit more challenging in order to be able to stay cash neutral. For the Child Care Fund, they have historically maintained no cash balance over there as the district is helping supplement the cash balance in the Child Care Fund. So in regards to audit findings or any questioned cost, I'm pleased to report we went through financial statements, the internal controls that the district has in place. We reviewed the federal awards that the district had, state awards that the district have, and we did not identify any findings or any questioned costs in any of the areas. Again, a lot of work goes into that, especially with all of the ESSER dollars and money coming in from various different places. So excellent job, again, finance team and the district as a whole. Some supplementary information to kind of wrap it up. The first chart looks at revenue over the last 10 years. You can see this does include capital outlay revenue, so some of the variances with the county would include capital outlay variances. The black line for federal revenue, you can see increased through COVID and has slowly been coming down, and that will continue to come down as fiscal year 2025 was the last year that any of the COVID ESSER money could be spent. Looking at this chart, the darker blue, it's a little hard to see on this one, is going to be instructional services. These are going to be folks that are specifically kind of with the kids, that are going to be more direct contact with kids in terms of expenditures. System-wide support is going to be things that support the student instruction but may not be directly related. It's going to be administrative. It's also going to be operations. So any maintenance type of things that are done, transportation, any of those kind of ancillary departments that may supplementary relate to instruction but maybe not directly relate. And then some capital outlay and other expenditures. Then looking at fund balance, you can see the trend of fund balance slowly increasing within the general fund, capital outlay fund, and slightly decreasing in other special revenue, but maintaining fairly constant. And you can see kind of that big increase really started to be able to happen in the years with COVID, and as we come out of that, been able to maintain. The one large year in capital was the year that you guys had an influx of money as you took out debt related to construction. That's all I have. Are there any questions?
Any questions?
Not a question. I just think it's important for those watching and those in the audience to understand and appreciate that the ESSER money that has been referenced was money that came during COVID and expired in 2024, and there were many districts that had to make significant cuts to programs, to personnel, and the importance of having sound fiscal management is really, it's characterized by what we're seeing in some other districts that have not had good fiscal practices in place, have not made good decisions, have not had good oversight, and are now seeing massive losses in personnel and in programs. And I am extremely thankful for the work that our financial people have done and continue to do. I believe, as you referenced at the beginning of your comments, this is just one of a long stream of years when we have had a clean audit, and we've not been laying people off, and we've not been cutting programs as other folks have.
Ms. Dennison, thank you again, and again, I'm just so proud to be a part of a district that the words unmodified and clean opinion just are constants in this district, and it doesn't just happen in a funnel. There's lots of folks that are involved in this to make sure that we do practice what we're supposed to and follow the policies and procedures to maintain this high standard. And I'm so fortunate that to be a part of this, and it's so exciting to always hear those words come from your mouth each season. So thank you again.
Absolutely. And you may notice with the actual audit report that it does have the word draft on it. As of right now, the federal government has basically embargoed being able to issue final drafts of any audits, as they are behind on some paperwork. So as soon as they sign it off, we will issue as final. We don't expect any changes, which is why we felt comfortable presenting this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to.
We have an approval of the audit from Anderson, Smith and White for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the audit as presented.
I have a motion to approve the audit as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have approval and a second. to approve the audit as presented by Anderson, Smith, and White for the financial audit for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you again.
All right, now we are prepared for policy updates for a second read with Ms. McLean.
Good evening again, Dr. Gardner, Chairman Whitfield, members of the board. Last month, I brought to you a group of board policies that we had received from NCSBA for your consideration, and tonight I would ask that you approve those. I am willing to take any questions you may have, but if not, then we would ask that those policies be approved as presented.
Any questions? If not, there's a recommendation to approve the Mooresville Graded School District Board of Education policy revisions as presented this evening, September 2nd, 2025. I'll entertain a motion.
I approve. I ask that we approve the Board of Education policies as presented.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, next up we have some field trips with Dr. Royal.
Good evening, Mr. Whitfield, Dr. Gardner, members of the board. As Dr. Gardner mentioned, we have quite a few field trips that are coming to you this evening for approval. The following field trips are overnight and out of state, which do require board approval. First, we'll go over some field trips for both Mooresville Middle School and Selma Burke Middle School. The 6th grade staff at both middle schools are requesting permission to attend Camp Thunderbird in Lake Wiley, South Carolina, February 18th through 20th for Selma Burke Middle School and February 25th through 26th for Mooresville Middle School. On this trip, students will have the opportunity to learn more about Earth's systems and processes, structures, and functions of living organisms and geographical factors. Approximately 125 students per school will attend this trip with a cost of $200 per student. 6 staff chaperones will attend, as well as parent chaperones for each school. Next, we have the History Club at Mooresville Middle School. They're requesting permission to attend Savannah, Georgia on March 18th through 20th in the spring. On this trip, students will have the opportunity to visit historical sites, museums, and forts that were part of the Civil War. Approximately 35 to 40 students will attend this trip with a cost of $700 per student. 5 staff chaperones will attend, as well as between 5 and 8 parent chaperones. The next list of field trips are for Mooresville High School. The Pride in Motion Marching Band is requesting permission to travel to Conway, South Carolina, October 4th and 5th to attend a band competition. Approximately 170 students will attend this trip with a cost of $75 per student. 6 staff chaperones will attend this trip, as well as various band staff chaperones. The Mooresville High School NJROTC is requesting permission to travel to Washington, D.C. on October 13th through 16th. On this trip, students will visit the USMC Museum, the Marine Corps Base Quantico, National Air and Space Museum, the National Mall, and the Navy Academy. Approximately 40 students will attend this trip with a cost of $375 per student. 4 staff chaperones will attend this trip. And the last trip for approval, the Dancing Devils dance team is requesting permission to attend the UDA High School National Competition in Orlando, Florida on February 5th through 9th in the spring. Approximately 20 students will attend this trip with a cost of approximately between $1,000 and $1,600 per student, which includes competition entry fees, hotel and accommodations, transportation, and food. The price range is dependent on the package selected by the student and their family. And so that concludes my requests for the multiple field trips for both our middle schools and high school that do require overnight and out-of-state trips. At this time, we'll entertain any questions. We do have obviously fundraising opportunities for each of these trips, but we would ask for approval tonight for the field trips as outlined in the presentation.
All right, we have a recommendation to approve overnight and out-of-state field trips. Mooresville Middle School and Selma Burke Middle School to Camp Thunderbird, Lake Wiley, South Carolina, February 18th through 20th for Selma Burke, and February 25th through 26th, Mooresville Middle School. The History Club at Mooresville Middle School travel to Savannah, Georgia, March 18th through the 20th, 2026. Mooresville High School, Pride in Motion, a trip to Conway, South Carolina for a band competition, October 4th and 5th, 2025. The NJROTC trip to Washington, D.C., October 13th through 16th, 2025, to visit various museums and the National Mall and Naval Academy. The Dancing Devils Dance Team participation in the UDA High School National Competition in Orlando, Florida, February 5th through the 9th, 2026. I'll entertain a motion to approve those field trips.
I move we approve the trips as presented.
I have a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, the time has come for the Board of Education to enter into closed session pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11, subsection A1, A3, and A6 to discuss and review personnel and consult with the board attorney. I will entertain a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
I ask her all the time, like, let's go practice. She's like, no, I'm good.
That sounds like John.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Savannah did say that they gotta talk at the end.
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, John, get on in there. Oh, I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve the personnel list as recommended by the superintendent.
So moved.
All right. Wait a minute, who seconded?
Carrie.
Okay. Well, I guess can't do this quick enough. All right, motion to adjourn, I'll entertain. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Hey, Savannah said our coaches talked to us about challenging and not challenging. They're going to make us challenge this week.
Abby said it's not worth it. You gotta play multiple sets. She doesn't.
Well, the problem